Hey, what's going on, you guys? And we're back with another episode of our franchise mode with the Halifax Buccaneers. I went through the off season. I made a couple more signings. So I got us up to, as you can see at the bottom, 41 out of 50 contracts. We have $14.3 million in cap space. What I did was I just got a bunch of minor league guys so we could really have ourselves a really strong AHL team this year. There's only really like let's see, Matt Luff. That was a guy, cause he's only 22 years old, he can still grow for a year or two, so it's like I kind of wanted to have a really strong AHL team to see if maybe we could get this guy up to being an NHL caliber guy. And I did make one trade, though. I traded away Jake Gardiner to, who was it? I traded Jake Gardiner away to the Ottawa Senators because I got San Jose's first-round pick for him. So anyway, I'll go into edit lines. I'll show you guys what the lines are going to look like this year. It's going to be David Perron, Michael Granlund, and Kasperi Kapanen on our top line. Second line is going to be Andre Kasha. Yeah, he's a right winger, but he's a sniper that shoots right. So right-handed shooters that are snipers I want on the left side, with Michael Backlund on center and Mike Hoffman, who is another sniper, who is a left-handed shot, so I'm going to put him on the right side. I don't know if having two snipers on one line is going to be a big issue, but we're gonna hope for the best here, right? Then we got Matt Calvert, the newbie, Matt Siemens, who is a fourth line center, but we're gonna throw him on that top line because if you look at the scheme fit, he fits really well on that third line. He hates the coaches, though. I gotta say, not a fan of his teammates. He loves Kasha, though. So Matt Siemens and Andre Kasha are pretty tight. Those guys are pretty good friends. Like I said, I traded away Jake Gardiner, but I don't really feel bad about trading away Jake Gardiner because our defense does still look pretty darn good. So we had Torrey Krug as going to be our #1 defenseman probably for a lot of years. For the next, like, at least the next 5 years, I could see Torrey Krug being our #1 defenseman. We are a defense-oriented team, which leads me to think that honestly, Torrey Krug could grow. There is a chance. It wouldn't be natural growth, but it could be in-game growth. He could get as high as 89 overall. And then we got Adam Larson, who just fits so well on that top pairing. I know he's only a top 4 defenseman, but he just fits so well on that top line and on the second line. And we got Hickey, who could fit on that top line. Gustafsson, same thing, but Larson's a right-handed shot. Gustafsson is a left-handed shot. I didn't want to mess with that too much. Anyway, we got Jordan Osterley and Dylan DeMello on that bottom defensive pair. Gustafsson and Hickey, they don't fit the greatest, but they're not the worst in the world, you know? So we'll look at our goalies. We got Corey Crawford and we got Eunice Corpusalo as our starting goalie and our backup goalie. We'll go take a look at special teams real quick. On our power play, we got Perron, Granlund, Hoffman, Kasha, and Torrey Krug. Very offensive power play. On our second line power play, we have Kasperi Kapanen, who doesn't really fit on our power play, but it's more like a lack of options on our power play. And we got the newbie Matt Siemens. We got Matt Calvert on that power play. Trevor Lewis as a right winger on that left side on the power play, and a two-way defender in Eric Gustafsson, who is a really decent passer as well as being a really good defenseman. And he can actually shoot when he's got to. 4-man power play. Granlund, Kasha, Torrey Krug, Mike Hoffman. Siemens, Perron, Hickey, and Gustafsson. Penalty kill, we got Backlund, Trevor Lewis, Adam Larson, Jordan Osterley. We got Jamel Smith, Blake Como, Thomas Hickey, and Eric Gustafsson. And on the 3-man penalty kill, we got Michael Backlund, Adam Larson, Eric Gustafsson, Jamel Smith, Thomas Hickey, and Jordan Osterley. For extras, it's just Torrey Krug and Granlund are our extra attackers if there is a delayed penalty and we can have a 6th man out there, or we have to pull our goaltender and there's a 6th man. Anyway, so we went into settings and I turned injuries off for the preseason. So we're going to get through the preseason really quickly, and then I also want to go and take a look at Cameron McDonald. I want to take a look at Ethan Bryant with Chicago, and I want to see how they did throughout the preseason as well. I actually was thinking about trying to trade Jake Gardiner for Ethan Bryant, maybe try and pick him up. The only thing with that is they already signed Ethan Bryant to his entry-level contract, and I know when you have a player signed to their entry-level contract, even at 18, sometimes sending them back down to the OHL for a year, which is what I would do, sometimes they just kind of don't go down to the OHL. They'll go to your AHL team, and it's like, yeah, but then I don't think he'll grow right, and what if he doesn't fit there? I would much rather him just go back to the Hamilton Bulldogs and try from there. But anyway, so I'm going to go to the calendar. We're going to sim through the preseason, and then before we start the regular season, one last thing we're going to do is we are going to check the draft class. Oh, Alec McGrath has a conversation. It says 9-game trial warranted. I believe that'll be about Matt Siemens. What are your thoughts on Matt Siemens? What's the plan for this year? I could say the plan is to play Siemens in the NHL the entire year. I can almost guarantee he's going to disagree with that. I could say I think a 9-game trial is the best, or I could say I think we need to send him down. I'm going to say I think a 9-game trial is the best because, yeah, I think that's the one he's going to agree with. I agree. That's the right option. Promise. Matt will play 9 games in the first 15 of the season. Promise. Sure. It's my only option. Okay, I'll give you until the middle of November to get the games in. Agree. I'll try my hardest to make this happen. I give you my word. Look at that. Morale gained for the head coach. Beautiful. That is definitely something that you want. So they want to give us Lars Eller. Oh yeah, and I picked up Trevor Daley as well as just a depth scratch defenseman in case we were to have an injury somewhere to a defenseman. But I really don't feel like getting rid of him, and I certainly don't want to lose any draft picks in the next 2 years. I would like to pick up some draft picks, but I don't want to lose any. So they want me to take Andrew Shaw and a Chicago 4th for 2 third-round picks. I can't believe they would give up Andrew Shaw for that little. Andrew Shaw is he's a decent player, and as far as I know, a defensive-minded coach, Andrew Shaw would fit in like really, really well. But anyway, we're not really concerned about that. They want to give us Max Pacioretty for 2 seconds, and they want to give us a 4th too. But you know, Patches, I know Patches is great and all, but man, it's just I don't want to take on a $7 million contract for 3 more years when it's like, dude, we're going to have a lot of rookies coming up. So we won the first one. We won the second one. We won the third one and the fourth one. We're 4-0-0. Okay, 4-1-0. Salary cap compliant. We are. Okay, so we went 6-1-0 in the preseason. I'm going to go back. I want to see who on our team. Torrey Krug. Let's take a look at the team stats and see who was the difference maker for us. So, Torrey Krug with 10 points in 7 games, playing 22.5 minutes a night. I like that. Mike Hoffman playing 17 minutes a night on that second line, gets 8 points in 7 games. Kapanen on the top line gets 8 points in 7 games. He was a -2, but I am so okay with that. Calvert, wow. On the third line, Matt Calvert gets 7 points. Kasha gets 7, Granlund gets 7, Trevor Lewis gets 5, Perron 5. Where is our boy Matt Siemens? Matt Siemens with only 2 points so far in the preseason, had 8 penalty minutes, was a +1. So, you know what? I think I'm okay with him only having 2 points. He really does not care for his teammates all that much. Lost morale because of locker room interaction. So I'm going to have to go to player morale. And I'm going to have to look and see if there's anyone that doesn't like each other, you know. So Korpisalo played 3 games, and look at those numbers. Those are some awesome numbers for Joonas Korpisalo. 1 sec. All right, just had to fix something really quick. Also, I got a bug flying around my mouth right now. I am absolutely super happy with Joonas Korpisalo. Corey Crawford could have had better numbers there. He played 4 games. He got 4 wins, but he was under 900 and had over a 3 goals against average. That is less great, you know? All right, so we're going to go back up to all skaters. Let's take a peek at the Chicago Blackhawks and see if they played Ethan Bryant. They sure did. The playmaker himself gets 4 assists in 4 preseason games. Was playing 16 minutes a night, meaning I think he's on the second line. 4 assists in 4 games, man. You're not gonna do too much better than that as a 19-year-old who's not even 80 overall. You know, that's pretty fantastic. Now we got to go down to the Toronto Maple Leafs, and we're going to look for Cameron McDonald. Was he in the lineup at all for the preseason? I can't see him. Yeah, I was going to say I can't see him missing the whole preseason. He's another one, depth forward role, so he could be in the NHL. I think personally he'll probably be on the Marlies for 1 year before coming up to the NHL. Had 1 goal, 1 assist in 5 preseason games. I don't know. I'm really curious to see some advanced stats on that. So in 5 games, he took 15 shots. So he was averaging 3 shots a night. So there's nothing wrong with that. He was a -2, which isn't so great. His shooting percentage needs to get better. 4 hits, 2 blocks, 6 giveaways, 1 takeaway. So I would say other than being a sniper, he wasn't really overly busy doing a whole lot. One more thing I want to check out is Ryan Chisholm, the goaltender that we created, Wayne Siemens, wow, and Alex DeBrincat went to the Ottawa Senators. Wow, so Wayne Siemens, they're going to try and turn his career around. Let's see how Ryan Chisholm did. He did not play in the preseason. Whatever goalie they had playing in the preseason, Ryan Chisholm was not one of them. Whatever goalie that they had in net for most of that preseason, though, is clearly gone back to the American League. Where's Belleville? Yeah, okay, it's the Belleville Senators. There's no information on that. So, anyway, yeah. So that's all we really needed to figure out. But really quick before the regular season starts, obviously, I am going to turn injuries back on because we are going to play with injuries on. I just don't like to play with injuries on during the preseason, because then it's like, what happens if Torrey Krug gets a 6-month-long injury, before the season even starts? It kind of feels like that's just a waste of a season, right? So we're going to go to view draft class. I'm trying to remember how many people are actually eligible in this draft. I know Patrick McDonald is eligible, Darren McDonald is eligible, I believe Rock Mantha is eligible, but anyway, yeah, you know what? We're just gonna go ahead and look at the draft class. Let's see who all is in this one and who's projected to go where. Oh my God. All right. So obviously Alexis Lafreniere is projected to go 1st overall. He is in real life as well. So he's played 7 games in the queue so far. They do start earlier than the NHL does. Patrick McDonald of the Ontario Hockey League with the Niagara Ice Dogs has 2 goals in 5 games, is a +2, playing on that second line, or that first line, sorry. Darren McDonald, the right winger to his left, has 7 points in 7 games, projected to go 3rd overall. So my goodness, this could be interesting. David Finley, projected to go 9th overall for the Sioux Greyhounds, currently has 6 points in 7 games. He's playing 21 minutes a game. So that is absolutely wild. Who else do we got created? I'm trying to remember all the people that we created. We created a lot of people. Rock Mantha, the goaltender, projected to go in the 1st round. Look at those stats. 7 games played, 6 wins, a .941 save percentage, 1.86 goals against average, 1 shutout. I can't remember if there are any other created people going this year or if the rest of them are going to go next year. But we're just going to take a really quick look and see if there's anybody else. I'm pretty sure Oliver Dupuis was only 16. I'm trying to remember all the people that we created. I said I was going to write this all down, and I totally spaced on writing everything down. Anyway, let's get back to that 1st round. First of all, we're going to pin Rock Mantha. We are going to pin David Finley. We are going to pin Darren McDonald and Patrick McDonald. So all of the guys that are pinned, except for this Corbin fella who I didn't pin, would just happen to be pinned, All of these guys that are pinned are all created players. So there's at least... Now, where's Rock Mantha? I said pin. I said pin. Now it's not... whatever. I don't care. Anyway, now everybody knows where they're projected to go. Man, I think there is probably a good chance now, if I've got San Jose's first round draft pick, I'm thinking there's a pretty good chance I'm going to pick up Rock Mantha as the future goaltender for this team. So we're going to simulate to the first game of the regular season. And what we're going to do is we're going to go... I'm going to say we're going to go like week to week, but I don't know. I'm going to try and get through these seasons about as quick as we can. So let's go to the end of October. There's really only 9 games in October, so let's see how we do to start the year. First game, first win. We lost in the second game. That's not so bad. Boston wants to give us... Oh no, New Jersey wants to give us Boston's 4th, New Jersey's 5th, for a 5th, a 6th, and Trevor Daley. I'm going to say no to that one. It appears we've lost locker room chemistry. So now there's new draft class rankings. So let's see if anybody's moved at all. Patty Mick still 2nd. D-Mac still 3rd. Where David Finley is now 9th. Wasn't he like 10th or 11th before or something like that? I'm not 100% sure. Let's see where Rock Mantha ended up. Is he still 30th? No, he is 31st now. So they're saying he is probably going to be the last pick of the first round in this year's entry draft. So it's going to be interesting to keep on keeping on here. We haven't had an injury yet. We're 2-3-0. So remember, we don't exactly want to do all that well in our first year. You know, I would be totally fine. Oh, Toby Reeder's out with a sore hip until the 2nd of November. So for that, I'm going to say head coach replaces player. He's only going to miss like 2 or 3 games, and then we'll have to put him back out there and up against Vegas. Toby Reeder is available to play in the next game. Who did they replace him with? Trevor Daley. So they put a defenseman out there in place of Toby Reeder. This is utterly ridiculous. And then after these, after this game's done, okay, so it's done. We're a 500 hockey team, and you know what? I am fine with that. Our AHL team is 6-2-1. They're doing really well. Mike Hoffman on that second line has 10 points in 9 games. I am okay with that. Granlund's playing really, really well on that top line. 10 points in 9 games. He's a +4. Does his morale go up? He's pretty happy. He loves Toby Reeder. He loves Hickey, Backlund, Larson. All is well. So, I predicted really early on that Granlund was going to be the hero of this team, and I might not be wrong. But look at this. Look at this. In his first 9 career games, Matt Siemens has 8 points on that third line. I know he's not going to keep those numbers up forever. I'm not overly happy. You know, they did say that his character wasn't that great. So maybe he's just one of those, maybe he's like Phil Kessel, you know, he's one of those guys, just a really good hockey player that doesn't really get along with a lot of people, you know. So leading our team in goals right now is Torrey Krug on defense. So that's pretty, that's kind of interesting. He is playing really big minutes. He's playing like 25 minutes a night. And Kasperi Kapanen, 5 points in 9 games. He's probably going to pick that up pretty well. He's relatively happy. We got to get a little farther into the season before we can really judge on that. Korpisalo has actually played more games than Corey Crawford has. He played 6 games. Not the greatest stats in the world, but Corey Crawford, really not great stats so far this year. His team, he's another one. His teammates, he's not overly jazzed about. So we're hoping they can kind of pick that up. We're going to go, let's see. Let's skip ahead till, skip ahead until the end of November, and then we're going to go back and we're going to check everyone out. We're going to go back, we're going to view the draft class again. You know, we're gonna go to Chicago. We're gonna check and see how Ethan Bryant is doing in his rookie season. Amateur call, it's gonna be a good year for rookies. I know, I made half of them. 4-1 victory over Tampa. What's next? 3-2 shootout win, a 4-2 loss. We're above 500. I'm kind of on the fence on how I want this team to do this year, you know? Coach conversation, McGrath is happy you kept your promise about Matt. Given the circumstances, I think we should send him down. So with the 9-game trial complete, what are we going to do? Based on my evaluation, I think we should keep Matt Siemens up with the big club. Come on, agree with me, baby. Excellent, he agrees. So the coach wants Matt Siemens on the team this season, and that is what we wanted to hear. So, more morale gained with the head coach. Let's dismiss this. And we got a shootout loss. We are still above 500. There's like no injuries happening right now, but just because I said that, we're going to start getting injuries. Just watch. Thomas Hickey is injured with a sore knee until December 1st. Hickey is a big guy you don't want to lose. But I do know for a fact that Dylan DeMello does very well on that top 4 line. And let's see how Trevor Daley does as a nice fill-in, a good veteran. I'm trying to say words. I don't know words. Whatever. Anyway, so we lost that one. We're back to a 500 team up against, oh, that's a big loss. We are having some serious goaltending issues right now. Player conversation. Mike Hoffman has something to talk to you about. He's sorry about Quinn. Yeah, GM Quinn. Right now, I don't think I'm performing to the best of my abilities. Do I agree with him, Mike? Well, I don't think you have been performing up to expectations. You shouldn't beat yourself up. Any suggestions that we can help you with or persuade? Although you haven't been performing, I'm confident in your abilities and know that you'll get out of it. So, persuasion success is convincing. Agreeing will give you the opportunity to solve the coach or player's concern. I love Mike Hoffman. I think I would like to just persuade him into thinking, you know what, dude, you're all right. I believe in you. I'm confident in you. Maybe you're right, but I'm not certain I can snap out of this. Crap. So, there's only that one response. It's not going to be a good one. You need to figure this one out on your own, it seems. Oh, this is so stupid. Come on, man. He is not a fan of management right now. Oh, Mike Hoffman. Come on. Yeah. So, you know what? I'm going to say continue. It said he was no good until like the 4th. So, you know what? We're going to stop now. There, he recovered. Now we can put him on. You don't want to leave an NHL caliber guy down for too long. We really don't seem to be having too many guys that are doing so well. So let's take Trevor Daley out of the equation, and we're going to throw Thomas Hickey in there. I think he has a playable injury. Oh, no, that's right. Yeah, he recovered. He recovered from the injury. So that's cool. Anyway, I don't know what goalie. I just have auto rotate on. So there's just that one more game left to simulate. And yeah, I am going to simulate just this one more game. We are 500. It is December 1st. We lost that game. Oh my goodness. And the Burnaby Aces are not really looking overly hot either right now. So this could be troublesome. But hey, the worse we do, the better draft pick we get. And if we can get ourselves a really solid draft pick, like if we can get a top 5 pick, I'm confident we can either pick up Patty Mick or Darren McDonald. See, 24 games into the season, Torrey Krug has 19 points, leading our team along with Mikhail Granlund. David Perron has 18. Matt Siemens, 15 points so far in his rookie year. He is a -6. But now let's see how bad this affected Hoffman. His management morale is not overly high, and I'm not too happy about that. He currently has no concerns. He's just upset because he's not playing very well, but I'm sure he'll snap out of it. Kasha, I'd say he's on pace for about 45 points this year, and I am pretty content with that, especially considering he's a second-round pick. I'm pretty sure he was like the final pick in the NHL draft years and years ago. Kasperi Kapanen is not getting it done on this top line right now, man. He is absolutely not getting it done on the top line. I'm thinking what I might do is, man. Oh, that's Siemens. That's not who I'm looking for. I was looking for Mike Hoffman. I was going to say, what? What's going on here? So he fits really well on that line. Now, who else do I have? I have Kasha. Where would Kasha fit the best? Second line. Hoffman fits best on the second line. Fits worst on the top line. Oh, man. That does not look nice for us. Goaltenders. Corey Crawford still not playing very well. He has played most of the games this year. Korpisalo has played 10. Has much better stats than Corey Crawford does. Anyway, this year is kind of a throwaway. It is the first year ever of this NHL team. So we're going to go to Chicago, see if Ethan Bryant is in fact playing this year. He is, and look at this kid go to work. 10 goals, 17 assists. He is now 78 overall. Still depth forward. Is he rocking the fourth line, and he has 17 points. Oh my goodness. Look at this kid go. Fits in the bottom 6 on our team. Yeah. Holy cow pies. This kid's got 17 points. Look at this. He's only got 1 penalty. He's shooting almost 15%. Playing under 10 minutes a night. More takeaways than giveaways. I love it. I love it, man. So he is rocking and rolling in Chicago. Is this guy going to be the future of the Chicago Blackhawks? Mitch Marner. Let's see who else is Cameron McDonald up in the big leagues. He is. He has also grown to 77 overall, and he has 9 points in his first 24 games. Also rocking the fourth line. 6 blocks, 6 hits, 8 giveaways, 8 takeaways. Not even playing 10 minutes a night, and he's already got 7 goals, 2 assists, 9 points. On pace for about 35 points in his rookie season. I can live with that all day. Let's really quickly go to the Ottawa Senators, where in net we have Ryan Chisholm as the starting goaltender, who is now 82 overall. Does that not mean that Matt Siemens should have probably grown to 80 overall now? He is also having a really strong year. Yeah, he hasn't grown to 80 overall yet, but all the guys that we've created that are already in the NHL here are playing in the NHL. So I want to skip ahead. We're going up against the Ottawa Senators. Now that's a team I would have loved to have their #1 pick. Let us sim the December month here. We got back-to-backs against Ottawa and Washington. We take Ottawa. We take Washington. Let's view the draft class. Let's see if we got any more updated information. There's still no updated information on Patrick McDonald except that he is a sniper. He has got 26 points in 22 games. He's a +8. Let's see. Magic hands, one-on-one skill, goal scoring, no weakness, A+ shooting, A+ puck skills, A senses, B skating, B- physical, and B defense. He is a good leader and is respected in the locker room and is very loyal. Those are all things that we look for. So, do we want to go for Patrick McDonald? 40 points in 24 games for Darren McDonald, the playmaker. Oh my goodness, there's just no info on him yet. Let's see Dave Finley. Still, he's got 31 points in 25 games for the Sioux Greyhounds. He's still currently being scouted. Let's take a look at Rock Mantha. Have they got any information on the kid? They sure don't, but he has played 24 games for the Niagara Ice Dogs. He's got 2 shutouts. He's 15-7-1, 908 save percentage, 288 goals against. Look at this guy. This guy's looking pretty good so far this year. So, we're going to get to the end of December. We're going to take a really quick peek at our stats again. We just won 3 games straight. So we're 3-0-1 this month. Corey Crawford is down with an injured groin. Wow, so we're going to have to decimate the AHL team here a little bit. We are going to have to probably call up the Hamburglar himself. Confirm. Call up the Hamburglar. Edit lines, Hamburglar is going to be our backup goalie for the next little while Eunice Korpisalo takes over starting duties. Oh, I hope he's up for the task. He's almost got a 900. He's played 12 games this year. The Hamburglar has been very strong for us in the minors this year. So in the AHL, we're going to have an automatically created goaltender like Rosengren, who is a 20-year-old AHL starting potential goaltender. He is not signed. He was created by the game. So here we go. Here's hoping Joonas Korpisalo can get it done. As soon as I got rid of... Oh, Osterley's gone with a concussion. Oh my goodness. We're going to say head coach replaces player because he's just going to throw Trevor Daley in there. You know what? Crawford's available to play in the next game. So you know what I'm going to do? I am going to... Did Hammond even... He didn't even play, eh? Hammond didn't even play. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Crawford and I'm going to put him in that backup goalie spot because he does have a playable injury. So we'll keep him on the bench, but hopefully he doesn't see too much of the net. Hopefully that's not too much of an issue. Now we got to go back to roster moves and hope to God the Hamburglar can clear waivers. Oh boy, can Hamburglar clear waivers? He's 76 overall goalie at 31 years old. Will he clear? I think he will, and if he does, yeah, he's waiver eligible, I know. Oh, he cleared. Okay, so we go to edit lines now. Isn't it once your guy clears waivers once throughout the season, you can waive him as often as you want or something? Like next time I waive him, he won't have waivers or something like that. So Janice the Annis there, JJ Annis has been playing phenomenal goaltending so far this season. I do want to get this month over with. So we're going to throw Korpisalo in that starting position really quickly. They're pretty much going to naturally... multiple players on Halifax are eligible to be dressed. See, that's the problem with this, right? We're going to spend half our lives sitting here. So Osterley is eligible to be dressed. He has a playable injury. I don't feel too scared about that. He doesn't exactly play huge minutes. They automatically threw Corey Crawford back in as the starting goaltender. We're back. Oh, Coach McGrath, we are being scored on way too often. Was getting rid of Jake the Snake Gardner possibly not the greatest idea ever. I believe that our team is being scored on too often. I think you're onto something. What should we do? It's good you agree. We need to upgrade our defense. Okay. Our goals against is something to keep an eye on, but I think we can outscore our problems. Promise. That's a good plan. I'll go acquire a new defenseman for our team, but I will need time. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to have to make a trade here about halfway through the year. I'm trying to figure out who the heck I should probably go with. I'm going to go look at our defensemen, see who our weakest link is. I'll check back in 2 weeks or so, agree. I'll try my hardest to make it happen. No change. Yeah, that's fine. So I got to finish this up. We are going to try and make a trade now. Decline trade. So let's stop this. We just got 2 wins in a row. We are over the halfway point, I think. No, that's 26. Okay, so we still got 8 games left until the halfway point of the season. We're almost there, though. I'm going to have to cut this video short pretty soon. We're just going to take another quick look at our stats. And specifically, we're going to look at our defense. Torrey Krug. Torrey, you're beautiful. Don't change anything, baby. Don't change a damn thing about what you're doing. Torrey Krug, I love you. All right, so who do we got? Trevor Daley is a -5 in the 7 games he's played, but he's not really playing much. Adam Larson is a +14 on that top defensive pairing. So he is playing some fantastic hockey for us. Loving Adam Larson on our team. He's got a shorthanded goal for us. He plays big minutes, 59 hits, 52 blocks, 30 giveaways. That's not the greatest, but the blocks are there, the hits are there. I do like that quite a bit. Eric Gustafsson as a top 4 guy. No, or is he a top 2 guy? He's playing top 2 minutes. He's got 20 points for us, but he's a -3. He's playing huge minutes, 17 hits, so he's not a big hitter, big blocker, giveaways, takeaways, but he's really not throwing that body. He's really not throwing the body right now. Jordan Osterley is a -1. Dylan DeMello is a -1. What are these guys playing? 12.5 minutes a game, 26 hits, 24 blocks, 14 giveaways, 5 takeaways. Then we've got Hickey, who only has 4 points on that second defensive pairing. Not a lot of hits, not a lot of blocks. A lot more giveaways than takeaways, playing 20 minutes a night. I'm kind of thinking maybe Thomas Hickey might have to go. He's not getting us points. But he's giving the puck away quite a bit. He is a minus. And he's got, like, Trevor Daley's almost doing as well as he is. And he's only played 7 games. You know? Osterley. Let's see how Osterley's playing. He is a -1. He's playing 14.5 minutes a night, 30 giveaways, 10 takeaways, 39 blocks, 14 hits. So he does block a lot of shots, but man, he's giving that puck up a lot. Adam Larson, like I said, not getting he's not getting a ton of points, but man, is he ever... Son of a... Who do I get rid of here? What about Torrey Krug? What are his advanced stats like, you know? No, like, he doesn't throw hits. He is blocking a fair amount. He is a little guy, and he is an offensive defenseman. But he doesn't have very many giveaways. You know, Torrey Krug is definitely a guy I do not want to mess around with. What about, like, Dylan DeMello? What if I was to toss him up on that second pairing or something? He's only playing 12.5 minutes a night. But he does have a lot of giveaways. Oh, man. What do I do now? Our defense, like, Torrey Krug is getting a lot of points. He's on pace for, like, 62 points this year or something like that. Or 60 points this year. Eric Gustafsson on pace for, like, 50 points this year. But is he doing enough defensively? He's not throwing hits. He's really giving that puck up a lot. So could I possibly... You know what I might... You know what I think I might do? I might try to get rid of Eric Gustafsson and get a veteran defender. A good veteran, a good strong veteran defenseman. Trade away Hickey. Just Hickey. They are a champion status team that cannot win games. So why don't I give them Hickey? And you know what? Screw it. I'll use Trevor Daley for the rest of the year. I am just going to get a draft pick. So what if I gave you Hickey for next year's first round pick? Do you think this would go through? I'll give you guys I'll take next year's first round pick for Thomas Hickey. And it worked. So our defense is actually going to get a little worse right now. So go to roster moves. We don't need to go to roster moves. We will straight up go to edit lines. Trevor Daley is back in the National Hockey League full time, baby. So Dylan DeMello will throw you up there. I believe he becomes... what is it? So we'll throw him on there. They get a plus as well. Which one does Trevor Daley fit better? And he fits better as a top 4 defenseman, but alright, so goaltenders, yeah, we got Corey Crawford, he's not playing great. Korpisalo's playing slightly better, still not great. You guys might have looked at that one as maybe a loss, but I've said it before and I'll say it again, I don't necessarily know that I want to do overly well this year because I do want to get good draft picks. He said acquire a defenseman, so I am breaking a promise to the head coach here, which might not bode well for me, but you know what, you do what you got to do. So we're just going to skip ahead to the end of the month. There, we won that game. Corey Crawford just definitely gained a little morale after that one. He played a pretty decent game. Maybe this, you know what, this actually doesn't seem to be doing us too bad right now. Okay, so we lost 2 in a row. We are still above 500, 2 games above 500. Apparently San Jose is really not doing so hot. We're almost at the halfway point of the season. Let's take a look at stats. We're going to take a look around the league to see how everyone's doing. Siemens still definitely playing quite well. David Perron leading our team on that top line with 33 points in 37 games. Mikael Granlund only has 5 goals this year, but he has got 27 assists. He is not overly jazzed about his recent individual performance. I think he's playing great, personally. We really got to end this one soon, though. Torrey Krug playing great, still a plus player. Mike Hoffman is really picking it up right now. He still does not like management all that much, but I think that'll change. Hopefully starting next year that'll change. Kasperi Kapanen is not disappointing on that top line, in my opinion. He loves management, likes his teammates. He's pretty happy with how he's been playing, loves his ice time. Matt Siemens, 22 points so far in his rookie year. He is on pace for, I would say, about 47 points in his rookie year, including, I would say, 25 goals. Could Matt Siemens be a career 25-goal type of player? Still has not grown throughout the year, playing almost 13 minutes a night. Michael Backlund on that second line is playing just fine by me. Kasha really not playing as well as I'd hoped he would on our team. He's not liking the locker room interactions. Let's see. We're going to go back up to the top really quick and just see if there's anyone that doesn't like anyone, okay? So we'll go over here. Yeah, this one. So is there anyone that really doesn't like anyone? There so far doesn't seem to be anyone that's too miserable here. Everyone seems to like Kasha pretty good. He likes... A lot of people like Crawford too, so it's going to be hard to get rid of Crawford. Ooh, Toby Reeder doesn't like Crawford. Ooh, Toby Reeder does not like Crawford, and that is causing them to lose morale. Let's take a look at Corey Crawford. Who does he dislike? He doesn't dislike anybody. So it's just Toby Reeder that does not like Corey Crawford, and that can actually completely sink you, man. I'm telling you, that can like tank a season if you got a player or two that really, they don't like each other. Let's see how Ethan Bryant is doing. Ethan Bryant, 23 points in 37 games as a 78 overall 19-year-old. He's got 10 minutes a night now. He's got 14 goals, 9 assists in his rookie year so far as a playmaker, because as Johnny Superbman would say, right, the problem is the way EA works is there is a stat called like how often you shoot the puck on the net. There's how often do you shoot the puck on the net, and if you have a created player, it's automatically way too high. So, Ethan Bryant is killing it. We're going to go to the Toronto Maple Leafs, and we're going to see how Cameron McDonald is faring in his first season. Cameron McDonald, 14 goals, 2 assists in 37 games, has 16 points. I would say he is on pace for, yeah, like I said earlier, about a 35-point rookie season, and there's nothing wrong with having 35 points in your rookie year. He does not fit on our team. Do not worry, Cameron. We're not going to trade for you. And with the Ottawa Senators, how is Ryan Chisholm faring in net? 25 games. He's got an 896. He's got a 330. Anders Nielsen is playing much better. Ryan Chisholm is down again to 81 overall. He is a backup goaltender. All right. So before we call it quits in this episode, let's take one more peek at the draft class. We're about at the halfway point of this season. It should not take us too long. Patrick McDonald has 33 points in 29 games. There's still not a whole lot of information on him. Darren McDonald, there's no information on him. See if there's anything about David Finley. No, there is not. These scouts are really not doing so great for me right now. What about Mantha? They finally, Rock Mantha, they've got information on Rock Mantha. All right, so he lacks size. That's his #1 downfall, is that he is not large. They're saying his NHL ETA is only 2 years. There are some concerns about how he keeps emotions in check. So, Rock Mantha, you're a moody one. You're a moody one. Alrighty. It is January 1st, 2020. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I certainly enjoyed it. I think we stand to get a pretty good draft pick this year. Maybe even 2 really good draft picks this year. And who knows? maybe we could pick up Darren McDonald, Patrick McDonald, and Rock Mantha. That would be absolutely unbelievable. I will see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good one.